Hi, Taurus. Welcome to Cheese Reads. You can call me Cheese. It's very nice to see you. It's very nice to meet you. We're going to get into a general reading for you. All right. This is a general reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It's also a timeless reading. Whenever you're guided to watch this reading, whenever you stumble upon this reading, you're listening to it, it's resonating, it's checking the boxes, then that's the message for you at that time, okay? Taurus. You either have something going on with a Virgo, or you have a Virgo placement. We are in Virgo season as of the moment that I am recording this specific reading, technically speaking. So maybe it's the Virgo energy. Maybe it's while we were in Virgo season. Now, let me put a little context to that. I study or follow a different form of astrology. It's called true sidereal astrology. So this takes into account the shift of the axis of the planet. So that means it shifts where the stars are in our sky from the point of view on the surface of the earth. And it also takes into account the size, the true sizes of the constellations. So technically, in terms of sun signs at least, everything shifts backwards about 21 to 22 degrees. So listening to this, if you were born on in early May, I'm May 6th, and technically in tropical astrology, I'm a Taurus, but in true sidereal, I'm an Aries. And the more that I have looked into that, the more I've understand it. Yeah, I'm actually an Aries. But okay, so that's not the issue. What I'm saying here is, in terms of Virgo season, the sun is in Virgo technically from the halfway through September all the way into the first 2 weeks of November. So it's a pretty long stretch of time. So Taurus, you may have something going on during this Virgo season or during this time that the sun has been in Virgo, which has been heavily influencing sixth house type energies, which could include physical health, 222 on the counter, mental health, the physical state of your home and surroundings, which could be translating into the non-physical state or your mental state, your energetic state. There is something about cleaning something up, cleaning up house. I'm literally hearing cleaning up the shit. Some of you may have been in a rut, have been in a really depressive time period, have been in a very low energy, maybe even low vibrational, don't want to do shit, couch potato, super depressed, doing nothing but sitting around and maybe just emotional eating or something like that. There is a bit of a rut that you've been in, Taurus, and for some reason, some sort of Virgo energy is trying to kick you out of that, whether that actually is a Virgo friend, family member, roommate, partner. This could even be a work colleague, maybe a work wife or a work husband or a work bestie. This also could be some sort of a sixth house activation, or something is happening in Virgo in which it's not necessarily the sixth house, but you have a major placement in Virgo somewhere, and that's being activated. But regardless as to wherever the houses that it would be, would just speak to what area of your life is being affected by this. But ultimately, it's being affected by Virgo energy, some sort of purification energy. Okay. Some sort of desire or need for purification. I'm also getting a level of, okay, it's time to stop doing this now. It's time to stop cycling through this now. It's time to clean this up now. It's time to stop giving into this addiction, maybe. I say that with intending to be as careful as possible, no judgment there. That's rough. All right, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's going on. What have we got for Taurus at this time, please, Spirit? All right, Taurus. I am getting a level of clear head, level-headedness for you, which is not unusual. is not out of character for you. A certain level-headedness, okay? It could be that someone has recently gained a level of level-headedness. Maybe you have regained a level of level-headedness. I don't know why I'm saying it that way, but you have a restore at the bottom of the deck first and foremost, okay? Just starting you out. There's a restoration. Maybe you were having a bit of a manic episode, or maybe things got really crazy. I was picking up on a very depressed or low vibrational energy. So there seems to be a restoration of some sort of equilibrium or equilateral state. Is that a proper term? Equilibrious state? There's some sort of balance you are regaining here after an extended period or a long time of fearful actions, fearful activities, fearful thoughts, process, and patterns. It's like you're not afraid anymore. I'm hearing Kevin McAllister in the first Home Alone movie speaking to that old guy in his town that seemed so scary. Remember that scene where I think he's standing outside the house saying, "I'm not afraid anymore. Do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore." That's what I'm hearing. Your confidence has been restored. Ultimately, your balance has or is being restored right now, Taurus, okay? Throughout this Virgo season, or throughout this Virgo energy, or this Virgo activation. It doesn't even have to have anything to do with Virgo. For some of you, it's being facilitated through other energies. But ultimately, what it boils down to is it feels like a Virgo type cleansing process, restoration process, very, oh God, I just heard Nurse Ratched. And then I'm thinking of that other Nurse Jackie. Oh geez. But it's giving nurse type energies. It's giving restoration, recuperation, nurturance. It's giving, okay, you get it. For some of you, it's pretty sinister. It's pretty dark. You've been in some pretty dark places, Taurus, okay? Okay, what's going on for Taurus here? Elevate. Yeah. All right. So you're definitely, whether you're returning to a new level, a higher vibrational level, or you're reaching this new level finally, or ultimately you're getting to a new level. Okay. You're elevating at this time, which is good. Coming out of the depths of darkness. Now, your opposite sign is Scorpio. And Scorpio is the ruler of the underworld. It kind of feels like you're coming out of some sort of underworld-ish type situation. It's giving the story of how Venus goes from being the morning star to the evening star. I believe when she's the evening star, she's descending into the underworld. When she's the morning star, she is returning. Do your own research on that. Go look that up. The story of Venus and the morning star and the evening star. But it's giving that kind of energy here. I feel like you're coming out of, a Scorpio time period. So maybe there is a Scorpio activation that's happening of a Scorpio placement. So actually, it could be, if you want to investigate the astrology, it could actually be that you have some sort of Scorpio placement that is being affected by something happening within Virgo, which would be a trine, I think. Because Virgo is 6, Scorpio is 8, so it's only 2 houses away. So that's almost, is it a trine? I'm not sure. But there's something happening. Okay, go ahead. All right, Taurus. Maybe a sextile or a quincunx, something like that. Taurus. Okay. Elevate. Then you have together, restore, and support. is your overall energy. All right, so there's a level of community involved with this, Taurus. You have people that you can connect with. You have a higher vibrational group that is either manifested in your life or is going to manifest in your life that's going to help you with this restoration, help you with this elevate, okay? Elevate, together, restore. Together, we're going to restore this. This could just be you in spirit, you and your higher self. But you have help. You have support, all right? Yes, okay. Let's move forward, Taurus. What's up, buddy? What? Ain't nobody out there. You don't gotta be barking at nobody, Dougie. Excuse me, sir. Buddy, stop it. Stop. Sorry, guys, hold on. Friggin' hooligan. Okay. Alrighty. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also, some of you see, okay, this makes sense now because this togetherness, this support energy makes sense because one of the first things I was feeling for you, Taurus, was like you were reaching out for help. It was like you were like, I need help, I need support, I need, like I was envisioning, I was connecting to your energy. I saw a bull in a field. The bull like was waking up. It was like, oh, it's my turn, okay, and came towards me, and the way that it came towards me, the energy that it had, that it was expressing when it came towards me was like, I need help, I need support, I need love. Can you, like, you know how like when an animal comes to you when they want attention? Not to say that you're an animal. We're all animals to some extent, but you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy that I'm getting. So this together, this support energy, that makes sense now. Reach out for support. You have it. You have it. But Taurus, you have to ask for it. If you need help, just simply ask. I know it's not as simple as it sounds, Taurus. I get it. All right. I am close to your energy. I might be in Aries. I may be in Aries, but I still understand your energy a little bit. Okay. And I get I understand how asking for help or reaching out for help, especially when you're dealing with a very vulnerable situation or something that makes you feel extremely vulnerable. I get how difficult it is to ask for that, but that is the message for you here. You have support. We can do this together, but you have to not only ask for it, but you also have to be willing to accept it. All right. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The Emperor. Now that's interesting. After all of that I just said about asking for help, then the first card that shows up in an overall energy type situation is the Emperor. Well, that kind of makes sense. Because the Emperor and Emperor could definitely be hella stubborn and not want to ask for help. May even be in a position to feel like he can't ask for help because of his position, because of how high up on the totem pole he is. There's no one to ask for him, at least. But that is not the case, because a real emperor would understand that the people that he has within his realm, the beings that he has, that he houses, that he cares for, that he has a communion with, that he has a community with, within his dominion, are the very same people that can help him and will help him. He may be in this position of all power or almighty power, sure, but that doesn't mean he can do it all alone, nor is he supposed to. That is what community is for. Ooh. A truly powerful person knows when to ask for help. Knows when to okay. I'm going to say it this way for lack of a better term, Taurus. If you have a better vocabulary than I do, then maybe you can phrase this in a less, kind of feels authoritarian or abrasive way. But a truly powerful person knows how and when to ask his minions and or subordinates for their assistance and their guidance, because he would not have them in these positions if he could not trust their expertise, if he did not respect their expertise. And we're talking about a fully aligned and highly vibrational emperor type energy. We're not talking about some low vibrational dictatorship shit. Okay. We're talking about a high vibe, highly evolved, community oriented emperor energy. Okay. Who knows, or maybe is learning how to ask for help and when to ask for help. Damn. Okay. Taurus, please. What's going on for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Ah, the Nine of Cups. 555 on the counter. Okay. Taurus. What's going on for Taurus? The Moon. Uh-oh. Taurus. The Chariot. Okay. And then the High Priestess. Lots of lunar energy coming through here. So maybe also maybe a Cancer placement. Maybe you have a Cancer placement, or maybe you're dealing with a Cancerian energy, a Cancerian activation, maybe a fourth house activation for you now with this Cancer influence in the Moon and the Chariot. Okay, both represent Cancerian energy. High Priestess can also speak to Cancerian energy because of the depictions of the moon on her crown there, the phases of the moon. Okay. Oh, Taurus, what's going on? What is going on? Because underneath the moon, you have the Hanged Man and then the King of Cups. Lots of cups, lots of emotion. There is I'm gonna need to pull some more for this, Taurus, but there seems to be an illusion surrounding some sort of comfort zone energy, Taurus. And I feel like you've been just moving along through this or with this as if it has been your mission in life. But I think that's about to change. I think you're about to go through a time period, Taurus, where some illusions surrounding your comfort zone are going to be illuminated, and that's going to push you into greater alignment with what truly is your path or your life mission. And so that speaks to the depression I was picking up on for you in the Nine of Cups and the Moon. The Nine of Cups can very much be a comfort zone energy. You know, it feels good. You feel comfortable here. You feel content here. You may even be a little bit smug here. You may be a little overly content or a little too comfortable here. And with the moon, I feel like this is speaking to illuminating that which is false within your reality. And I do feel like this is divinely orchestrated with this High Priestess energy. Underneath the High Priestess is the Hanged Man to the King of Cups to the Seven of Pentacles, okay, to ultimately the Queen of Wands then. But the High Priestess, Taurus, is speaking to some sort of divine orchestration. Okay, this was actually woven together by, we'll say, your higher self source energy type, all right, to put you in a position to feel a bit stuck, to put you in a position to see how a level of smugness or a level of being too comfortable has actually been a hindrance to you. And it's been influencing you. If this hasn't already happened, this is what's coming. It's influencing you or has influenced you to get a real good grip on how you feel about certain things or how you feel about the process that you have been undergoing or undertaking, the things that in your life that you have been cultivating. Seven of Pentacles. Which is then influencing you to realign or maybe even to double down. But if you do double down, look what comes after, Taurus. The Tower. The universe says, oh, well, all right, well, if you won't do it, then we'll do it for you. Six of Wands. Ultimately, it's going to end up being a good thing. Yeah, well, Ace of Swords that's the truth. Ace of Swords to the Seven of Cups, the illusion. So, Taurus, you're being given an opportunity to see through the illusion. The moon here. The illusion is being presented to you. Some of you are going to actively look at it and see it for what it is and try to get to the truth of it. Others of you are going to try to ignore it. But you're only going to be allowed to ignore it for so long before the universe comes in and shakes things up. Interesting. The universe, okay, this is kind of how I feel like this is how it's manifesting for all of you, but there is a level, the universe is coming in. The Tower is kind of appropriate no matter where you find yourself here. For some of you, it's going to be more shocking than others because like I said, you're going to be avoidant of this and the universe is going to have to come in and forcefully do it for you. But for others of you, you're open and receptive to this, or you're going to be open and receptive to this. And the universe is going to orchestrate some situations that are going to cause you to be curious and are going to cause you to pay more attention, which is ultimately going to open up some more doorways for you and ignite a certain fire within you. Okay. And then we have vibes under that. But now for others of you, it's going to go further. You're going to try to avoid this. It's natural for some of us. Okay. I get it. But there is going to be a Tower moment. I missed. There's going to be a Tower moment. Damn, skaters. There's going to be a Tower moment, but it's not going to be so sudden and like destructive initially, but it's going to strike you and it's going to finally like break you open and be like, wait a second. 222 on the counter. I didn't just see that. I can't unsee that. And it's going to cause you to start investigating. That's the big Tower moment here. The moment you become curious, the moment you say, hold on, stop, 2222 on the counter. I keep seeing twos as I'm saying this. Maybe try and curb your anger a little bit. Maybe try to do that because I keep seeing twos. And so that's balance, but it's about bringing balance back into the situation. For some of you, this is going to be financial. I'm seeing the King of Pentacles now for you. And some of you are the financial powerhouses within these systems and these situations. And you're going to realize how you've been being taken advantage of. That's a big one right there. I want to clarify one thing, and it's the moon. Clarify the moon for Taurus, please. 7 of Wands, Taurus. Defenses, boundaries. Oh, hell no. You're not going to do that to me no more. I'm literally getting a moment where someone realizes Ace of Swords. Someone realizes, what? No fucking way. And like immediately puts that blocked. 333 on the counter. You must have lost your damn mind. Well, show us the moon for Taurus, please. The moon. The 8 of Cups. Walking away. Hell no, we won't go. The moon. Now, I'm looking at 8 of Cups. I was hearing walking away, and that's all right on top of together. I heard walking away all together. Final card is the Page of Pentacles, starting anew. Yep, starting over, Taurus. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing. It is a good thing. This could be a divorce. This literally could be a divorce. And someone walking out of that divorce fresh and new, starting their life over again. 444 on the counter. All right. Or maybe it's a literal divorce, or maybe it's a figurative divorce. Okay. But there is absolutely a level of putting the kibosh on something having to do with like your comfort zone, what you thought you had it like that. Nine of Cups. Maybe I want to look at this Nine of Cups too. You thought you had it like that, Taurus. And for a lot of you, you were lying to yourselves, but that's because you were comfortable. You didn't want to have to move. You didn't want to have to change. You didn't want to have to do anything new or different. I understand, but sometimes we got to elevate. And really, that's what we're here to do, Taurus. You know what I mean? So like, good on you. You're par for the course, but and then overall energy, clarifying this boon here, is the Eight of Swords. So there is a level of secrecy or a level of mental entrapment, blindfoldedness. This may have been how you have kept yourself blindfolded and bound, not wanting to change, not wanting to have to see anything new or different. You're cutting yourself out of that, going from that into a place of more conscious manifestation with the Magician underneath the Eight of Swords. I'm curious. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups, please. Anything for the Nine of Cups for Taurus? Yes. The King of Pentacles reversed. Holy shit. The universe said, I said what I said. And when I was talking about a divorce, I was literally seeing the King of Pentacles energy in my head. So this may be a masculine individual, a masculine figure that is going through this right now. It could absolutely be a woman that identifies more on the masculine side of whatever relationship or marriage they may have had or are coming out of. Or regardless, you could be a woman and still express or identify more with the masculine side of the energetic spectrum. But this is a provider. This is a king. This is a father, a husband, maybe even a son. This is a provider. This is a big shot. This is someone that's got a lot of money. This is someone that has a lot of people to be responsible for, a lot of responsibilities. That's no longer in this position. Before I pull any more cards, I want to energetically understand this, because I'm seeing a lot just in the Nine of Cups and the King of Pentacles. It's to the point where, Taurus, I feel like your sense of security as this provider was a big part of this false security, of this comfort zone. I don't know how or why, but I feel like you have lost almost, I want to say, everything. And you're literally starting over from scratch as a Page of Pentacles now. You may have lost a business. You may have lost a family. But something about it, Taurus, I want to say was like false advertising with this Nine of Cups energy. Almost too good to be true. Nine of Cups for Taurus. The Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. Nine of Cups. A false sense of identity, a false sense of self. This is providing you with an opportunity. Yes. Taurus, this is providing you with an opportunity to start over, but you haven't completely lost your King of Pentacles status. You may have lost it in physical reality. Somehow, some way. You lost a business, you lost a family, you lost a marriage, you lost an account, something, I don't know, you lost a shit ton of money, you lost a house, you lost some really big personal assets, you lost a bunch of crypto, you lost a bunch of, like, half your profile, I don't know, something like that. But you haven't lost the wisdom gained through all of those experiences. So you may be physically represented as a Page of Pentacles right now, but you are still that powerhouse of a King of Pentacles behind it. Okay? And it seems, Taurus, that whatever comfort zone you were in was something that you were actively fighting for. See, This is so crazy because I do identify as an Aries now. But Taurus, I am absolutely resonating with this reading for you because I am now in this channel, Cheese Reads, after retiring my first channel. And it took me a long time to do that. It took me realizing that I have, in fact, elevated and evolved. I am no longer the person that started that first channel. I am a whole different monster now, you know? And I had to, it took judgment. It took the universe coming in, and it actually took a tower moment. It took an extreme tower moment where the channel was forcefully taken from me. I was able to restore it, but for a good week, I had lost the channel. And it took that, after years of struggling with whether or not to leave it behind, it took the universe coming in and physically stealing it from me for me to understand, for me to get it and be like, okay, it's time to move on now. But Taurus, you're getting an opportunity to move on with. You're getting a seed to plant, to cultivate in your life now, to regain, to restore your King of Pentacles status. I'm hearing things like you were always meant to have it, Taurus, but you were never meant to have it like this. And in terms of that, Taurus, there are some circumstances and or some people that were really taking advantage of you, but you needed to go through that in order to learn the lessons, to then regain the status and have it better than you did before in the past. And there's the Emperor again. My, would you look at that? Now, I just want to remind you that your final card here, which we could say is like your future forward energy, is the Chariot. This is where you're heading, Taurus. You are actively taking the reins in your life, taking ownership of your life, taking responsibility of your life, and getting your vehicle set up for you to move forward. The Chariot, I believe this is the Emperor in this Chariot here. Imagine that. Go figure, Taurus. I love you. I hope this was helpful for you. And I look forward to connecting with you again for our next reading very, very soon. Yes? Cool. Bye.